Assalamualaikum and good morning. We from Group 10, namely myself first is Akino Amsyah bin Amin Noor, second is Theory Al Hassan, and third Muaz Al Fawzani bin Ahmad Fawzan, who like to present a very important case related to MPU subject 3442, integrity and anti-corruption, namely the Sabah State Water Department case for future of asset worth RM114 million under the MACC Act 2018. Today I will present about abstract on the Sabah State Water Department scandal case, which is one of the biggest corruption case in Malaysia. In this case, senior officials were found to have misuse public fund in water infrastructure project and gain illegal profit through the awarding of contract and commission. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC) has successfully seized assets worth RM114 million, which include cash, jewellery, luxury properties and vehicles. With the amendment to the MACC Act 2018, authorities can now seize the asset without the need from a criminal conviction, thus existing in effort to combat corruption and ensure that justice is upheld. Okay, I will continue to the next topic is introduction case. Corruption cases in the public sector are a major threat to the integrity and efficiency of government administration. Among the most shocking cases in the Sabah Water Department scandal that was uncovered in 2016, this case not only involved cash and assets exceeding RM114 million, but also involves senior government officials who were supposed to be responsible for safeguarding the welfare of the people through basic infrastructure projects such as water supply. With the amendment of the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission Act in 2018, authorities now have the power to forfeit assets acquired illegally even without a criminal conviction. This amendment plays a significant role in this case, where seized assets can be forfeited through a court under based on solid evidence. This case has become a symbol of the government commitment to combating corruption more effectively and send a clear message that no one is immune from the law.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So next, background of the Sabah Water Department corruption case. The Sabah Water Department corruption case, exposed in 2016, is of the most significant public sector graft scandals in Malaysian history. The case involved high-ranking officers within the state's water department, specifically the department's director and deputy director, who were accused of misappropriating government funds allocated for water infrastructure project across rural area in Sabah. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC) launched an investigation following public complaints and intelligence reports suggesting irregularities in the awarding of contracts and sudden wealth accumulation among top department officials. The investigation revealed the over 3.3 billion ringgit had been allocated to department of the span of several years for water infrastructure development, but a significant portion of that amount was believed to have been siphoned off through corrupt practice. The corruption scheme reportedly involved have three. First one, awarding project to proxy companies owned by associate or family members of officials. Number two, receiving kickbacks of commissions in return for approving inflated contract or payment for incomplete or substandard work. Number three, hidden keys in office and homes and laundering money through the purchase of luxury assets. When MECC conducted raids at the suspect homes and office, they discovered an unprecedented amount of cash over 50 million stuffed in cabinets, boxes and safes in multiple currencies. Additionally, they found luxury watch, gold bars, expensive handbag, and bank documents tied to large sums of money. The shocking scale of the corruption sparked national outrage and called attention to weakness in public procurement and oversight mechanism. It also demonstrated how unchecked authority and poor transparency could lead to massive financial leakage at the expense of public welfare, especially in areas like water supply, which is critical to health and development in rural communities. This case promoted reforms in monitoring public projects and highlight the need for stronger anti-corruption enforcement, ultimately influencing the amendment of the MECC Act in 2018 to enable more aggressive assets recovery strategies.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. My name is Traore Al Hassan. So this is our presentation. So my part is how MICC incorporates. So the MICC began the investigation into the Sabah and Sarawak Water Department in 2016. Following public complaint, the people revealed signs of corruption, so including sudden wealth, luxury position, and irregular contract hour. It was found that top officials had awarded contract to company linked to themselves and their family. So these contracts were often overpriced or incomplete, allowing them to employees found. As a result, many rural communities were left without proper water supply due to daily or failed projects. So, in Sizer, the MICC raid uncovered assets worth 114 million ringgit linked to corruption. Among themselves was 1553.5 million ringgit in cash stored in safe and bank account found in various currency including ringgit, USD, and also euro and so on. Other 20 luxury property such as home, office, and apartment were seized, and many of which were listed under the name of reflex to avoid detection. So the investigator also found the high-end vehicle like Mercedes and BMW and Porsche and other mark. So, additionally, or the end in this point, the luxury watch, design, handbag, and gold, diamond, and other expensive jewelry were confiscated, revealing the massive scale of wealth accumulated through corruption. And the last point is key lesson from this event. So the first one, so in the lesson, so we chose some around six lesson, key lesson from this event. So the first one is watch project closely. Ensure projects are checked regularly and make all information clear to the public. So to make all information of some project clearly to the public, to everyone. So the second one is project whistle, whistleblower. Whistleblower do subgrade so hard report corruption. So they feel safe and to speak out. So whistleblower is who are making to detect the corruption. So to protect them, so that can help them to speak loud and to speak without care. So the tariff is use public money wisely. So to speak public money goodly. So make sure that money made for the people is spent properly and not worse. So and the fourth is fight corruption publicly. So visible action against corruption so people can trace government. Five, educate people. So to educate public to help people to understand the right and how they can help fight corruption. So to educate public to know how who is right and who is bad that can help government to to fight how can I say corruption in this nation. So the sixth and the last point is involve community. So let local community be a part of a project or a decision making. So process to make sure project meet real need. So it's how project to make the community, or the local community, the principal part of this project. That can help also to the project to be real. So that's all for me. So I will pass the floor to my friend. He will proceed to the end. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah.
Okay, thank you, Theory Al Hassan, for the presentation. Okay, I will continue to the next topic is look at the asset forfeiture process. Under the power granted by the amended MACC Act 2018, the MACC Act swiftly and decisively in seizing assets believed to be the result of corruption activities. Among the assets seized were more than 50 million in cash, luxury watch, jewelry, designer handbag, luxury vehicle, and exclusive properties. Also seized were bank accounts with large balance in the suspect name. This shows the scale of the abuse of power in this case. Okay, I continue to the last part from me is legal action taken. The MACC has initiated property forfeiture proceeding without the need for a criminal conviction. This has allowed the government to expedite the process of return misuse public fund. The court subsequently decided to approve the forfeiture of the majority of the seized assets. This success has not only restored the country's wealth, but also set a benchmark in the fight against corruption in Malaysia. This case is an important example of how civil forfeiture law can be used to dismantle network of corruption and restore national revenue.
Alright, the conclusion. The Sabah Water Department corruption case stands as a stark reminder of how a systemic corruption within public in situations can lead to the massive loss of national resources meant for public welfare. The discovery of over 114 million in cash of luxury assets highlight the severity of abuse of power by high-ranking officials entrusted with managing essential infrastructure. Through the strengthened provisions under the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission Act Amendment 2018, authorized were able to take effective legal action by freezing and protecting assets without the need for prior criminal conviction. This not only accelerate the recovery of misappropriated funds, but also send a clear message that corruption will not be tolerated. The case reinforced the importance of transparency, accountability, and strict monitoring in public project implementation. It also demonstrates the effectiveness of legislative reforms in enhancing the power of enforcement agencies like the MASCC. Ultimately, the Sabah Water Department case serves as a milestone in Malaysia's ongoing battle against corruption and call for continuous improvement in governance and public trust.